Good afternoon, everyone. It's Nick Petro at the National Weather Service in Raleigh. It's 4:30 on Sunday, December 9th, 2018, with your afternoon update regarding the current winter storm situation. I thought I'd first start off with the radar here to show you what's going on in the current time. And a couple things worth pointing out. First of all, as we pan around at some of these temperatures, let's start in the southwest, and you can see, Wadesboro's 36, Hamlet's 36, Rockingham, Albemarle's 34, Asheboro's 32. So, if there's any of this light activity here, it might be freezing drizzle. Sanford is 34. As we head east toward Fayetteville, we're looking at upper 30s here, so no problems down there. As we head towards the coastal plain, Johnston County is well above freezing, as is Wayne County. And as we head to the northeast sections of central North Carolina, still we're noticing here Rocky Mount, let's see, what do we got, 36 degrees, so no problems there. And the problem areas continue to be the areas north of I-85, where problem areas, that is temperature-wise, where it's 30 degrees at Winston-Salem, although the radar is indicating that at least if there is anything occurring, it's probably light drizzle. If there is anything, it looks like, according to the radar, it's dry. It's still 30 at Greensboro. So again, along and north of 85, we still have temperatures flirting with freezing. There's Roxborough 32, as is Oxford, which is 30. So, and no surprise, as we put on the correlation coefficient, you could see this tells us that any type of sleet, anything other than liquid coming out of the sky, would be generally north of that line. So everything south of that line, at least according to the radar, should be liquid. So what that means is where there are temperatures still, at or below 32, so generally in this area right here, that's where your freezing rain would occur. So up here is sleet. Oh gosh, I can't draw with this highlighter. And here would be freezing rain. Okay, so if I can draw here, but you get the idea. So sleet north of this line, freezing rain between this line, and then rain elsewhere. So let me go ahead and put the reflectivity here. The good news is it's generally pretty light. So light sleet, light freezing rain north of this line here. The one thing I noticed earlier today, there were a couple bands of heavier rain. See these yellows and even oranges? That's some pretty good rainfall amounts. And we also noticed that as some of this heavier rain was moving over the snowpack, there was some localized localized heavy ponding on roads. So that's a thing we have to watch out for this evening as snow melt occurs and rain moves over top. And this is falling even up. Let me get rid of the annotations there. So while this may be freezing, it's still going to hit the ground as liquid and then have to freeze. So again, the main thing I'm concerned about here in the near term is localized ponding, heavy ponding, and poor drainage flooding. So be careful of that. But anyway, that'll continue, and this will. Notice how everything's lifting to the north, and so too are the temperatures. So ultimately, we should see the freezing rain line that I drew earlier shift north as well, and then the sleet will be well up into southern Virginia. So that's the way things are shaping up. Again, south of 85, it's all rain, really, no problems. All right, so let's go ahead over to these slides, and the watch warning advisory situation hasn't changed right now. Main points. So the concern here as we head through the overnight and into tomorrow will be some lingering freezing rain north, and then during the daytime tomorrow maybe a light wintry mix as the storm is sort of departing. The other concern is the wind. Right now we're getting a lot of reports of wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour. So, there could be a few more downed trees and power outages. Obviously, travel is very hazardous in many locations, especially north of Interstate 85. And then we'll touch on temperatures and freezing opportunities tonight. But certainly there could be some black ice issues tomorrow morning in many locations. If you got snow last night, and if you got something that you could measure, it's possible that even though a lot of it melted, there could be some black ice issues tomorrow. So that's probably a good way of putting it. If you got snow, accumulated snow last night and this morning, your areas will be particularly vulnerable to some black ice tomorrow morning. All right. And then I talked about the flooding already. All right. So then let's take the timeline. Again, we're still concerned about the issues I just mentioned tonight and some lingering issues Monday. I think we still have Monday night highlighted because of potential black ice issues Tuesday morning. And then late week, looking at the possibility for the rivers to go above flood stage. And we'll deal with that as we head through the week. All right. So what about the precip timing estimates? And please disregard this. That is old, and I apologize that did not get updated. So please forgive me for that. I'll resend out the slides with the updated one here, and before I depart. And anyway, so the simulation suggests, and this is no surprise, we looked at the radar and it showed activity lifting north, and so too will the freezing rain area and even the rain area. So as we head into the evening hours and through the evening hours, additional light freezing rain is possible north of I-85 this evening. Then it'll mix with or transition to all rain after midnight, even north of 85. Because of that freezing rain, there could be maybe a light accumulation of freezing rain, maybe up to as much as maybe 1/10 of an inch of ice accrual north of 85 where that freezing rain occurs. But remember, that's falling on top of that snowpack. And of course, regardless, travel will remain very dangerous across much of central North Carolina, particularly where the snowpack is located. So that's what we're looking at tonight. And let me point out too, you're probably looking at the bottom row, midnight tonight and 3 a.m. tonight. Even though you see a lot of green there, that rain is mostly going to be light to moderate. So it's not, it's not going to be coming down in buckets tonight. So, but what does fall will fall as rain. All right. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is Monday. Let's see here. Let me get rid of that X there, because actually that is valid there in the upper left. But let me jump onto a different screen, because I think it's interesting to point out that here is a current satellite image and water vapor image, and the features we're kind of keep an eye on. Of course, this is the storm system that's already passed and brought us the snow this morning. But there's an upper level low right here. See this swirl? And then there's another upper level low that's diving south through the Central Plains. Look at that swirl right there. There's a lot of energy in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And as that energy swings around and moves across the southeast and off the southeast coast, it may try to help spawn some new precip development over the Carolinas as we head through the daytime tomorrow. So there's still a lot of energy in the upper atmosphere that'll combine with lingering energy from this system, and in doing so may try to get some precip redeveloping. So that's why we have what we show here, and the radar simulations are suggesting that perhaps as that system is departing and as new precipitation is trying to develop across the eastern portion of the state, there may be on the back side, combined with this upper level disturbance, there could be a light mix of wintry precip across the area during the daytime tomorrow. Now, right now, we expect this will only bring minor amounts of additional snow, sleet, and or freezing rain. And when I say snow, sleet, or freezing rain, it just depends on the temperature at your location. So it could be any of the wintry mixed P-types. It just depends on the temperature. But it's worth noting that forecast models have trended worse with this system over the past 24 hours. So we'll need to closely watch that. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned. In the upper right, it looks pretty intense on that particular simulation. That may be too intense. Perhaps maybe it's the more intense precip will be closer to the coast. But certainly it bears watching. Right now in our forecast, we have just light additional wintry precip for the daytime tomorrow, but it's something that we definitely need to keep an eye on. All right. So don't let your guard down. Don't think that it's over. There could still be a little bit more to fall from the sky in terms of wintry precip tomorrow. All right. What about temperatures? We're getting a lot of questions about how's temperatures going to affect roads and black ice the next few nights. And certainly this is one of our favorite tools for looking at temperature trends the next few days. I just picked 3 of the larger cities in central North Carolina, but I can't show every city, obviously. We don't have the time here on this webinar to do that. So I included the link here. And if you click on this link, what that's going to do is that's going to open up, I just clicked on it. And what that's going to do is that's going to open a web page, this web page right here. And then you can just click on your location of interest, and then it pulls up the graphic here. And what you'll want to pay attention to if temperature is your concern is this red line, okay? And that will show you the temperature forecast hour by hour. So here's tonight. The gray bars represent nighttime, the white bars represent daytime, the days at the top, and the times at the bottom. And you can see this particular location, I just randomly picked on Wake County, and you can see we have temperatures dropping to around freezing tomorrow morning, and then only rising to the mid 30s or tomorrow during the afternoon, and then right back down into the low 30s, if not upper 20s, tomorrow night. And then you could carry that into the future days forward if you wish. If you click that 2 days forward, then you could see Tuesday night cold again, mid 20s. So point is that, and I want to also point out, well, the temperatures will be the coldest where there's snowpack. So, but suffice it to say that we're going to see temperatures dropping at or below freezing, maybe even into the mid 20s, especially obviously tonight and Monday night, and perhaps even Tuesday night. So we've got a couple nights of really cold temperatures that's going to create some black ice issues. What about further south and southeast where there wasn't much snow today, like places like Fayetteville? And you could see we have temperature just barely staying above freezing tonight, but getting closer to freezing tomorrow night. So that's we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Let me also show another tool that we have. This is called our Weather Activity Planner. So let's say you want to know when are the hours that temperatures will be at or below 32. Okay, we have this tool on our website, little known, very useful tool that you can put in criteria, and if that criteria is met, it'll display the days and the times. So what I did was for, say, Winston-Salem, I put in when's it going to be at or below 32, and what this shows is the hours tonight into Monday morning. These are the hours it's going to be at or below 32, and then tomorrow evening into tomorrow night, at or below 32, at or below 32, at or below 32. Same thing for Raleigh, but it's a little warmer, so the length of time isn't as long. And then there's Fayetteville. Tomorrow night we are expecting temperatures to briefly drop below 32, and Tuesday night drop below 32. But you can see, Thursday night into Friday, Friday night into Saturday, Saturday night into Sunday, no freezing temperatures are expected. Okay, so how do I get to this for my particular area? When you receive these slides in your email, click on this link right here, and then that will take you to this page right here. And then simply on this page, under Element, change this drop-down box to temperature less than or equal to 32. And then you could pick anywhere on the map you're concerned about. Let's say you're down in Wadesboro and you're concerned. You can click on there, and then that will tell you these blue bars represent the days and the times that temperatures are forecast to be below 32. All right. So again, a great tool for planning for time and length of temperatures below a certain criteria, in many cases below 32. All right. So feel free to use that tool for your particular area. All right. What about back to that snow possibility for tomorrow? And here is our official additional snow accumulation forecast that we expect between now and 7 a.m. Tuesday. So this would take into account any snow that we expect to fall and accumulate tomorrow. And you could see, we are expecting some maybe a dusting across the areas where you see very light blue. So again, don't be surprised during the daytime tomorrow if you get a little coating of snow in the lightest shade of blue. The areas that perhaps have the best chance to see any kind of accumulation, at least based on the forecast at this point, is as usual along and north of 85. All right. So now let me also point out our probabilistic snow accumulation product, which shows, the least amount, the highest amount, and the expected amount. Okay, the high end amounts do show, multiple inches of snow, but that's a 1 in 10 chance of occurring tomorrow. So what that tells us is that there are some models, few models, but some, that show higher amounts than what is in our official forecast. Our official forecast, of course, is the one shown in the middle. Okay, so there's some models out there that show, 2, 3, 4-inch snow amounts with that system coming across tomorrow. All right, so again, it bears watching, and as we'll keep an eye on it, and if we see those higher end amounts, if those look like they could occur, obviously we'll be updating these briefings here frequently. All right. So what about additional freezing rain? Of course, this includes freezing rain this evening. This includes any possible freezing rain tomorrow. If you add it all up through late Monday, generally less than 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain is expected. All right, still kind of gusty winds, so don't forget about that. And then finally, when all that snow melts and the next rain event comes in late next week, there is a possibility of some river flooding developing. Obviously, we'll be paying a close attention to that as well as we head through the week, and we'll bring updates through the week as warranted. All right, so let's wrap this up and get to the questions. Winter storm obviously is giving us dangerous travel conditions through early Tuesday. Now, why did we extend it through early Tuesday? Obviously, the snowpack that's already out there tonight, any black ice issues tomorrow, and then black ice issues during the day or during the night tomorrow night. So snow has or soon will transition to freezing rain north of Interstate 85. South of Interstate 85, nearly all areas have already changed to rain. Additional light freezing rain is possible north of I-85 this evening, then will mix with or transition to rain after midnight. Up to 1/10 inch of ice accumulation is possible. Travel will remain very dangerous across much of central North Carolina, particularly where the snowpack is located. An upper-level disturbance on the backside of today's storm system will move across central North Carolina during the daytime Monday. This system will bring a light mix of wintry precip across the area. Right now, we expect this system will bring only minor amounts of additional snow, sleet, and or freezing rain. But it's worth noting that forecast models have trended worse with this system over the past 24 hours, and this system will need to be closely watched, so please stay tuned. Obviously, we'll bring updates as warranted. Gusty winds will continue through this evening. Additional trees may fall with additional power outages possible. And then finally, the freezing temperatures will occur the next few nights, so black ice may be a concern. And then finally, keeping an eye on the potential for river flooding next week. So we still have a lot on our plate here to deal with. Certainly the main event probably is past us in terms of what's going to fall from the sky. Right now we expect anything that happens tomorrow to be very light, very nuisancey. But of course, with freezing temperatures the next few nights, we'll have to deal with black ice concerns as well the next few mornings. Again, it'll be coldest where the snowpack and the deepest snow fell. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the 4:30 update for your Sunday afternoon.